Hey fam, come on to another Monday Madness. I am your host, Paul. If you're coming in, just say hi, Paul. If you're coming in the replay, also say hi, Paul. If you're new to this channel, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Click on the notification bell to be informed of future posts. It will greatly help my channel, and I will appreciate if you do so. So thank you for coming. And so let us talk some things that I want to talk about. And also I want to delve deeper. If you looked at some of my vlogs, you know that I was on Carnival Legend and it was a UK/European cruise. And so I want to be able to go a little deeper and speak about that cruise. And I have a guest with me tonight, and I want to be able to share um, just um, another perspective instead of just getting it only from me, just be able to get another perspective in terms of how it was, like how everything was, and then you get to hear from somebody else as well. And so let us go forward in this. And so prayers go out to everybody that was hurt due to Hurricane Helene, for those individuals who were impacted with their families, through their houses being destroyed. Just prayers go out to those individuals. And so because of that, speaking about cruise news, there was so many ships that was delayed because of it. They were delayed, and so therefore, because they were delayed, they did not get back to the port on time, as is the thing. And so that's one of the things that really people don't always talk about when it comes to cruising. We don't talk about sometimes the bad stuff. We don't talk about the fact that, there's times when you have a cruise and then all of a sudden there is something that may happen, whether it be weather related or whatever it is. And because of that, you are delayed coming back to the port. Have said my story before. I have said my story. I had only one incident that was really horrible when I was on Virgin, my first Virgin voyage, and it was just horrible weather in Florida. And I told my story about how it was, and but I survived it. And I know a lot of people was upset. A lot of people were irritated. They were trying to get off the ship. I missed one of my flights. I had to reschedule. And so these are the things that happen sometimes when you're cruising and then you go certain times of the year, even though this is hurricane season now. And so that, is more likely to happen. But I didn't even go in hurricane season. And so things like that still will happen. And so something I talked about last week, and to I want to be able to discuss it again. I spoke about it was a Utopia of the Seas last week, and I spoke about how it was that there was, hey, hi Carnival Cruise Addicts, thank you for coming on. And so I, I talked just last week about how it seems like with these cruise ships Royal are putting out, they're now having difficulties with power. And Utopia of the Seas, new cruise ship, this they said the second largest in the world, had issues with power. And here we are again. I don't know if you heard about it. Of the Seas. Icon of the Seas had to cancel their September 28th sailing, so just 2 days ago, due to maintenance for propulsion issues. The cruise before this had a reduced speed and missed the port. And so even though these are big ships and can fit probably with crew and everybody else can fit probably up to 10,000 individuals on there, it is more likely that you may have some power issues, and that's the reason why. And you can't just blame it on passengers. They don't want individuals to come with the multi-port USB port any longer on Royal Caribbean. And so I guess because it's draining too much power. But but at the same time, it packs people, for example, who, there's a family of four. Everybody may have their tablets, everybody may have their phone. And so therefore, I think that in doing these bigger ships, this is something that really needs to be taken into place. They need to do like something that says, okay, what happened is everybody go full blown and have these devices, and they're charging up phones and charging up tablets, and how much power is it really absorbing from the ship to be able to do what it needs to do to get people to places they need to get to. And so I think it's going to be a continuing issue. I think even if they do that one thing with the USB B multi-port charger, they're still going to have issues going forward. For them to go into maintenance icon, for them to just go into maintenance already, that's kind of really saying something. And so just look out going forward, because I feel like more and more as they're packing out these ships, they may have some more of these issues. And so the one thing about it, for the missed ship, they had full refunds and 100% future cruise credit. And so that is good, that they did that for those people that had to miss their cruise. And so what I want to talk about now, and so let me tell you what's going on my channel for this week. This week, I want to put out something for tomorrow. So sometimes when I get some information, I can't share it now, but I got some information that I would love to share tomorrow in a video. So sometimes I put out these videos of, I don't like to put out videos of like just things that happen. Like some people put out videos, this one is fighting, that one's fighting, and maybe something is going to dry dock. I want to put out something there where a client, not a client, but individuals go on these ships and they can really be impacted. You know, like I did more than a month ago, I did like how the change of the VIP for Carnival. And so this is how, something of great benefit for individuals. And I'm doing the Chicago vlogs. I went to Chicago. And so therefore I'm coming out with videos from Chicago, and I really had a great time. And so check out those videos for Chicago. And if you like jazz, one of the things I went to while I was in Chicago, I went to their jazz festival. I didn't even realize it was that weekend until I was looking for things to do while I was down there. And so anybody likes jazz, look out for that. I have some things coming out next week for that as well. And because of that, I really think that I may want to go back. I'm not sure I want to go back. I may go back that same weekend. I was telling my sister that, you know what, there's a jazz festival. It was free of charge. It was great. So, and my sister never been to Chicago before, so I'm really thinking about going back there that weekend to enjoy the festival, and some things that I've just have not done. The few things that maybe I just not have done, or restaurants I have not been to, and things of that nature. And so, Carnival Cruise Addicts, you like jazz? You ever been to Chicago? So I'm excited to put those out. And so those will be the next series before I get back to something cruise related. So stay tuned. So I believe I announced already that my next cruise is going to be on Sun Princess. And so that is coming up in like 2 weeks, and I'm excited to go on that. Went to Chicago years ago. It's a cool city. I really enjoy Chicago. I think this was my third time going, and the deep dish pizza. And so I enjoyed the pizza I've had in the past. My friend didn't care for the pizza. He just didn't care for it. He was one and done. Where did we go? We went to Luminati's. So I'm not sure if you've been there. And so we went to Luminati's. We had like the personal pan. So he had his, I had mine, and I thought it was good and flavorful. And he felt like on his it wasn't flavorful enough, or what have you. So it was one and done for him. But the one thing I found out while I was there, I've heard from more than one person in Chicago. So this may not be for everybody, but the people who I was there in the main part of Chicago, the city, they were saying like, that's more or less a touristy thing. Like they're not, they like the New York style pizza. They like thin crust. So so I guess the locals more or less leave the deep dish for the tourists like me, and like you, Carnival Cruise Addicts. So having said that, look out for those. And so because I wrapped up all of the things I'm dealing with, um, Carnival Legend, and I went to Delaware, and I decided, anywhere I go, I like to do room reviews, because one of the reasons why I started this channel is because of the fact that I was looking for hotels to go to, and no one reviewed it. And I was like, okay, I want to know about the hotel. I want to know how it looks like, my specific room, whatever. No one reviewed it. And so that's the reason why. And remember, this is a travel channel, not just a cruising channel. So that's why you'll find some things on here dealing with resorts. And so I'll do room reviews and wherever I go, just to show you, just in case you're in the area, you may have an option. And so there's some places I went to hasn't been the best, and I'm thinking about just reviewing it anyway. And so I sometimes will rate food when I'm on these cruise ships, but I don't really do that with rooms. So I may just have to be like, yeah, it's not the best, and just kind of say what's not good for it. You do amazing hotel reviews. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I mean, I'm from New York, so it's all not as good as New York pizza, but love all pizza, even its crappy pizza. Okay, got you. So thank you so much for that compliment. I appreciate that. I try to give people what I would want to know about the room, where things are, and what there's something surprise if they're whatever it is, like if they offer free breakfast, if they offer free um hotel transportation from the airport or what have you. So tonight I have a guest with me. I want to. So one of the things I did all these reviews regarding Carnival Legend, and we did the cruise going to England and things of that nature. And you may have seen them briefly. Two of my friends may have seen them briefly in some of the video and some of the vlogs. But I want to be able to get a different perspective. And sometimes I'll do this with my sister. Like my sister is going on this cruise with me in October, and I want to bring her in. So sometimes if we have some restaurants planned, and I'll kind of want to bring her in so that you get a different perspective about the food, the ambiance, or whatever it is. And so I have a friend with me, Linda. She's coming on now, and we're going to talk about our experience with London. We don't want to be too long, but because it's so much we did. So we want to talk about our experience with London, with the Carnival Legend, and just from her perspective, and just kind of talk about how our experience, and then also, you could always go back and then go and see the videos if you missed something or what have you. So say hi, Linda, everybody. How you doing, Linda?
Hi, everyone.
Good,
Good
good.
evening.
Turn up your volume a little bit. Can everybody hear her out there?
Testing 1 2, testing 1 2.
Okay, good. And so we were on the Carnival Legend. I stayed in my little interior, and she stayed with my friend, and she wanted to do the ocean view room because she just felt like she wanted a window. I'm the type of person, I can go either way. Usually for it was kind of like, it wasn't a cheap cruise, so that's the reason why I think I went a little bit more thrifty with the price of the cruise. But because I'm not sure if people do this, if you're getting off the ship very often, like I went on this Norwegian Viva in March, and every day I was getting off the ship. And so I knew I was going to experience it, get off the ship by being off the ship and being able to see these places. And so we were kind of, it wasn't every day. We had 2 sea days, and we had one port that was canceled because of weather. But we had a lot of days where we were getting off, and we were getting off really early. And so I want to just talk about our experience first. So we flew into London, and we flew there the day before the cruise, and then we experienced London before the cruise, and then we came back and did 2 more days of London. So our first time in London. And so one of the things that I'm gonna get on Linda about, because she was kept on saying, "This is one and done." Like I am not, I'm not coming back here. I want to just get everything out of the way as much as possible. Let's get it in, but let's one and done. I don't think I'm gonna be back over here. And so we gonna hear what happened with her. But let's start with the hotel first. So we stayed at the Tofams Hotel, and I did a review of my room. And so my room was different from their room. And so I liked my room was a less um I think your room was a little bit more fancy, or maybe
Yes,
it
it
seemed
was
like they was
fancy.
more done over. And
Yeah.
so if you look at my room and you think it's a little bit more, it wasn't so much, it could have been more refined, I should say. It was comfortable, it had everything I wanted in the room. It wasn't like modern. I think their room was more modern. And so if you're going to Tofam's hotel, just look at the rooms. I think my room was one of the smallest rooms she was sharing with our friend. And so her room was really good, and it was on the ground floor. So if you go to London, and we wanted to stay in central London, and one thing about central London, they don't really have so much, a lot of like the Marriotts and stuff like that. So they have a lot of these boutique hotels or these other types of hotels. And so what you thought about your room? Was it comfortable? Like, I had a comfortable night's sleep. I was ready to go the next day.
Our room was very comfortable. It was modernized. They did update our room. The bathroom was gorgeous. It was like gold plated, everything. It had a nice soaking tub. I mean, my girlfriend even decided that she wanted to take a nice bubble bath in the tub, and she did that, and she really enjoyed it. We had the TV was good. The bed was comfortable. The room was it was perfect for just after you get off the plane and you're tired and you get to your room and you just like let it be okay. And the room was it met our expectations, and the people was nice, and they had like even after that, even the room the whole place, the whole hotel was really nice. They had their little bar area. We was able to go there and sit there in the evening, and we
Yeah.
met some people, and we was talking and the good conversations we had. So it was the place was just nice. It was really nice. I would it's a place not even like people just want for overnight, but it's a place that I would go back there if I go back, and
Uh-huh.
probably I would stay in that hotel. So
Yeah,
given I
Tofam's.
get that room,
Thank
yeah.
you, TJ Destinations, for coming on. So Tofams, you ever go to, it was such a vibe. Like, I was sleeping on it until we kind of sat down. There was like a little small area, and if you wanted some drinks or what have you, and you could have just stayed there. And there people were just friendly. People, we were just talking. We met this individual. He was from Pixar. He was just talking about like the things
Yes.
he was working on. We was like, yo, it's like, what did you work on? Like, I was working on this, and like Goodyear, Mr. I was like, yo. And so it was such a good experience vibe. And it was just, I thought it was a good hotel, and it was in central London, so it wasn't too far from a lot of places. And we decided to take the bus in. So you can take the bus or the train into central London. Once you get up, we came into Heathrow. And so we decided to take the bus in because we figured, if we take the bus in, we could also kind of like look at the sites while we are going to central London before we check into our hotel. And so we did that. So we're talking about TJ, we're talking about our just the trip I did with led Carnival Legend, our European and London, the European and UK cruise. And I just wanted to be able to get another perspective. So then I brought my friend on so we could talk about it in detail. And so the next day we did a tour going into so that day we did, we kind of did some things. We went to Buckingham Palace, and we went to Trafalgar Square. We went around, we ate some fish and chips, which was just okay. Like, we were going fish and chips crazy. And so I was tired of fish and chips. And when I tell you, like, they was forcing me to eat these fish and chips, like almost everywhere we went. We was trying fish and
It
chips.
was good. We had fish and chips. So true.
I was over fish and chips by the time this cruise. I was like, the last day I was rebelling. I said, no more. Like, give me some pie or something. Like, give me like the shepherd's pie. I need something different. I
Yeah,
can't do fish
definitely.
and chips anymore. And
The
so
best one.
so we went a few places, and I vlogged that. I did like a 3-day vlog in one video of London. And so the first day we did that. Then the next day, embarkation day, we did something through this place called International Friends. Thank you so much, Carnival Cruise Addicts. Thank you so much for the $10. I appreciate you. And so the next day we went to the ship, the cruise. But we decided to do a tour. I've never done this before. Usually I would just go from the hotel to the cruise ship, but we decided it was central London, and we had to go all the way to the port of Dover. We decided to do a tour that picked us up from the hotel, and the company was called International Friends. So I'm giving you some tips and things if you ever go over there. International Friends, and the videos, I have the links in them when you go to the vlogs. picked us up from the hotel. We went to the British Memorial. I think it was the British Memorial, the War of Britain Memorial Museum, and then it took us to Dover Castle. Dover Castle was beautiful. All in my embarkation day video. That so sometimes my videos may be long is because I have so much I want to show you. So I know some people say like, maybe you shouldn't have videos too long, but I just want to show you what I'm seeing so you can experience it through my eyes. And so what you thought about the experience, the Dover Castle, the memorial, the ride was comfortable to me. Like, they picked us up on time and then they dropped us off at the port after everything was done.
Right. That no, that was good. I mean, I think when we was planning the trip, and it was like looking at the trip and like, okay, it's 9 days. It was like so port heavy. It's like, okay, we would like I said, my goal was never to go back. So you're right. I was trying to get everything in there that I could get in there. So going to Dover Castle was okay. Let's do this. Let's do this. They're gonna take us to the ship, and it was probably about the same amount of money with just Carnival, transfer to take us to the ship. So it was a good, it was a good buy. And going to Dover Castle, I mean, the castle was just, I mean, the way they had it set up, they had like a lot of staging. So you
Yeah,
actually really got to be able to see how the people was living, where the king's quarters was. And the thing for me was just like it was a lot of stairs. We had to take all these stairs up, going up
yeah,
to
it
the
was a lot of
roof,
stairs. So
and
for
they
people who
had
have
like
mobility
yes,
issues, yeah,
yeah, it was.
exactly.
This make you think, we got elevators or we got escalators, and back then they didn't have that. So just imagine you climbed up to the roof. They had, because it's a fort, you have like these men with the guns and whatever else
Yeah,
they had to carry. And the stairs ain't wide; they really narrow, and it's like a little circular. So, and they're just like concrete stairs, so they're really hard. So you just think about every day these people walking up and down these stairs,
yeah,
up and down these stairs. Even though just on everyday living, it's like, okay, I couldn't do this every day, but you would just think
yeah,
about the luxuries that we had. But it was like the fort was just, it was just good to be able to go back in history and go back in time and see even how they prepared the food and
yeah,
how they just
yeah.
lived there and they had
It
their
was so
servants to
nice.
take care of them. It was really good. I really liked that Dover Castle.
And then on top, you got to go all the way to the top and you saw the beautiful views of Dover. And then you got to see the ship, Carnival Legend in the
Oh yeah,
distance.
yeah,
And then know that we were about to go on there and like, once
yeah.
this tour was over. So we was amped. We was excited. And so what we did, family, we did something I've never done in my life is to book tours not from the ship. And the reason why we decided to do that because when we looked at the prices of the tours for Carnival, they were astronomical to me. Like every tour was like big money, like the stuff we really wanted to do. And I'm sure it was the more popular things was really a lot of money. And so this cruise was a lot of research to see like what was the thing that was popular. We looked at also like sometimes I looked at other YouTube videos and see like what things people did and like if that was interesting, if that's something that we would want to do. And so I felt like, it was more work because obviously it's always easier to book with the cruise line. And the one thing about it is that each time we went on the website and Linda was a little nervous because every time we went on the website, it kept on reassuring us that they would get us back.
Yes.
They kept on reassuring us that they would get us back to the cruise ship on time. And so she kept on saying, why they keep on saying that, don't worry, we get you back on to the ship on time. Why they keep on reassuring? Like I said, because they know that people are worried because they put it in our minds sometimes that if you go on, for example, a tour with the cruise line, what will happen if you come back late? They will wait on you. And so, but there is no guarantee if you do that outside of booking with the cruise line. And so they were just trying to just kind of, those people who are worried and just very filled with anxiety, just kind of just trying to. So having said that, we really have to pay attention to each time we went in terms of where we were meeting up with them, what were the instructions that were given in the email, what time we have to meet up with the buses, and so that we did not want to get left. So a lot of times, Linda said it was almost like we was going to work every day because every day we was getting up almost early, getting off that ship because we didn't want to be
Yes.
missed. We didn't want to miss anything. And so our first place we went to, I did vlogs on all these Wales. What did you think about Wales? Wales, I have down here beautiful towns, castles, picturesque scenes, and waterfalls. I personally was sleeping on Wales. I thought that Wales was going to be one of those places. It was just going to be like, well, I could just say that, I saw it, I could say like, okay, I could scratch it off. Somebody would say, oh, have you ever been to Wales? Yep. I scratched it off my list. And so, but I was amazed. And I think maybe because of the fact that I wasn't going there with much expectation, because I don't hear a lot of people talk about Wales. When they talk about the UK, I don't hear much about Wales. So what you if you remember, because there was so much I know you could kind of get mixed up. What was your impression about Wales? Or was it the same thing like that? Like at first you didn't know what to expect, you wasn't expecting much, you know.
I want to go back a little bit before we talk about. I want to go back to the part about the tours and
Yeah,
the reassurance about being on time, being on time. But I want to say we really did our research. You got to look at, read the reviews because people going to tell the truth about the tours. But
yeah,
one thing I found on every tour that we went, that the people were really conscious of time. They
yes.
made sure they would tell us what time to get back, how long to take, and they really made it their business to make sure that we got back to the port on time. And
That's right.
and even the people that was on the tour with us was really conscious of time. You always have those stragglers that come back when they want to, but
Yeah,
we didn't encounter any of that. I guess people were it was feeling like we felt. Well, I'll make sure I get back to the bus so we
yeah,
can get back to the ship. So it was so that for that it really was. In the end, it really panned itself out. They was really diligent about that. So I really appreciated that when Paul said that he was going to London and Ireland, I mean, I was like, I want to go because that was always one of my dream. I'm sorry,
yeah,
the siren just passing by. That was really one of my dream trips. I always, you would see pictures. I had a co-worker years ago that used to live in Ireland, and she would bring back pictures, and you always saw the greenery, and I just love the mountains and the
yes,
greenery. So it was something I really wanted to do, and I can tell you, on that trip, we was not disappointed in that thing. You just look at the creation, you look at the mountains, you look at the clouds. It's just the little simple things, even just
yeah,
looking at the little butterflies and the little flowers growing. It was just like everything was just like a picture. It was like somebody painted it. It was just so perfect
yeah.
that sometimes you felt it wasn't even real. You just had to stand there and take it in to really appreciate it and absorb it. So I mean, like I said, this trip did not disappoint. I look at those pictures and I just even now it's like it just still keeps me in awe. Like I'm like, Lord, I just glad that I was able to go and see it in person. So if you have any desire to go, I'll just say go for it.
Go for it. That's the reason why I did some videos where it was just picturesque videos, which I really don't normally do because I have all these photos in my phone or on my camera, and then I was like, well, what am I doing with this? So let me share it. So like, cause with vlogging, you could easily miss something because it's going maybe going fast. So maybe with a picture that still picture, you can kind of like really grasp the beauty of it sometimes. But even I remember her saying on one of the, I think it was in Scotland, we was in Scotland, and she said, "Man, you can't even grasp this on a postcard. Like it just kind of like it's just like a tease to even
Yes,
see it. Like
yes.
you got to see this in person to really grasp the real beauty of it. And I try my best to do that in video. And I think I love video because it kind of grasps it as much as possible, and then you could go over it and like, wow, look at that. Maybe you saw something, maybe you missed something you didn't see before, and just like, wow, look at that now. And so, okay, so Wales, what you thought about Wales? You remember your impression about Wales before you went there? Were you really
I
expecting
have
anything?
no, like I said, my thing is just like Dublin. Well, I mean, Dublin. I mean, I heard about Dublin. Okay, I always wanted to go to London to see the change of the guards. So it's like those are the things that put me. I mean, Wales was like a bonus. It wasn't even like you said
Oh, okay.
something that I really thought about. Okay, I want to go there because I want to go to Wales. And really, I just wanted to go to Ireland, especially being that my heritage is supposed to be Irish. So I just wanted to go there and
Yeah,
just say I went and maybe meet some of my ancestors. I don't know. I didn't meet any of them, but it was just something that I wanted to do because, like I said, having a girlfriend that was from Ireland and just
yeah,
wanting to be so Wales wasn't something that was really like, okay, I'm going because I'm going to Wales. But like I said, the greenery, the structures, the buildings, the oldness of it, in America, you look at America, we're really new. We're really young
Yeah,
compared
yeah,
to other places.
exactly.
So, we don't get that. It creates, all of those old buildings, castles. I mean, we have castles, but they don't look nothing like what we
Oh
saw
yeah, yeah, yeah,
in
yeah.
London and Ireland. So, yeah, so it just doesn't appear. Like I said, and I got frustrated. I was taking pictures, but at one point I was like, these pictures ain't going to just, it just didn't do any justice for the place. So, yeah,
Thank you for Anthony in the Moon for coming on. TJ,
yeah.
yes, I have all of it has a lot of videos, TJ, of all of the things I went to. London, all of the places I went to, pictures, videos, there's a lot of stuff. But and so my one of my favorite places was Scotland. So after Wales, we went to Scotland and I was blown away. So like you, I love picturesque scenes. I love greenery. I love hills, love mountains. They showed the castles as well. And I just was just so overwhelmed by the Highlands. So that's where we went. We went to the Highlands. We saw Loch Lomond Lake. That was Busy Bus Tours. And so that was another company. And so we saw castles. And I thought I was so impressed with Scotland. Like, I want to go back to Scotland. I want to go to the city, like Edinburgh. And
Right,
so
right.
that's the reason why we do, because that was Glasgow. So I want to go to the Edinburgh. I've always wanted to go to Edinburgh. So when I go there personally, or maybe I somehow do another cruise and then they get to go there personally, I want to go because I was totally like overwhelmed in awe of Scotland and the Highlands. I really enjoyed it.
Well, and I think what I'm
And
not
that was
thinking.
where you said about you can't even put this in
Yeah,
a
yeah.
postcard. I remember that. We was walking in the video you'll see we were walking this
Oh
long
yeah, you did catch in my
trailway.
voice.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And you'll hear her in the background. There was this long trailway and you could see this field and you could see the castle in distance in the video. And when we were walking and she said that and I had to agree with her, even though she was talking in my video, but
Not used to that. I wasn't used to that, people. It's like I'm just walking and say, "Oh God, I see the videos." I'm like, I'm sorry. I felt like the Channel 7 man just in the video, but I'm sorry about that. I
I'm
kept on.
talking and she think they both of them was thinking I'm talking and they think I was talking to them. They're like, oh, they're not. I'm not. He's not talking to me. I'm
That.
talking to the camera. I'm talking to the people. And so yeah, so that's where she said that, and it was amazing. The one of the things that you have to know about these tours, you have to be mobile. Like
Yes,
if you
yes,
have mobile issues, walking issues. I mean, there were some people who were older, but they was going for it. But so if you have some mobile issues, we were in fields, so I
yes,
mean,
yes.
it wasn't really a place even for like scooters or wheelchairs or anything like that because we were in fields, we were walking through fields and everything like that. It was a lot of walking, and these tours were long. It could be like 8-hour tours, so because we were in the bus, it wasn't like we were walking for 8 hours, but the length of time it took to get from the port to where we went to and to each location, and then we would get off on and off the bus walking. And so just know, get some comfortable sneakers or some comfortable shoes, because it's a lot of activity for these type of cruises. That's what you have to do. And so that's why sometimes at the end of the day, like, beat you just beat, because it was just like, it was so much going on. And then we went to Liverpool, we went to Belfast. The Giant's Causeway was so beautiful.
Yes, that was
And
beautiful.
that was the key thing to do. That was Odyssey Coach Stores. The Giant's Causeway was just so beautiful, made by nature. They have this kind of like a eerie thing or kind of myth about how it was with giants and all this kind of a thing. But it's a UNESCO heritage
That's
site,
what I was
and
gonna say. Isn't that you just go?
yeah, and
That's what
that's
I
what
asked you that. Yeah.
and I want to, and that's one of the things that, like, for example, I want to go back and see Stonehenge. And some people are like, oh, all you want to do is see stones. It's a UNESCO heritage site. Like it's recognized. Every time I say I want to do that, they keep saying, well, all you want to do is it's just stones. But I want to see it for myself. Like, it's impressive. Like the fact of how these things came to be, the concept or what people think happened to have this come to be like that. And so Giants Causeway was beautiful. I showed in the video that it's a ways to go to, but they do have like a bus for
They do have, yes.
like
We
one
took the
fifty,
bus.
or
I
like one
took the
fifty,
bus. It was like $2.
two
It
dollars
was worth it
round trip or each way?
each way. No, it was
Each
round trip, $2.
$2.
Well,
Yeah. So then you go down
2,000.
there, but I kind of walk fast, so it was beautiful. Like if you, I feel like if you go to Belfast, make sure you have a tour that includes the Giant's Causeway. I don't think you will be disappointed because it was just beautiful. So
We
then
also went to the little town there, so you got to see like a little shopping area. It was a little
yeah.
shopping mall. We went to like a little strip mall. And remember the guy that was in the pizza shop that was singing? So you
Oh
just got to see
yes,
a little bit of the
that was in
town.
Belfast.
Yeah, I think that was there when
Oh
we went.
yeah, okay, with the train station and everything of that
Yeah,
nature.
that was
Yeah,
there.
yeah. I
Oh,
and
the
so we
train
went to
station was here. Oh, yeah, with the
yeah.
long name that we can't pronounce.
So there was a train station in that town with the pizza,
That was right.
and then there
Yes,
was another one with the train station of the big name that no one
long
could
name.
ever, yeah, could pronounce. Then we went to Liverpool. When I tell you Liverpool was a vibe, family. Liverpool, like I'm a Beatles fan, so they abandoned me, and I went to the Beatles, what was it called, the Beatles Story Museum, and I did a tour on on my on my video of the Beatles Story Museum. So they wasn't really a fan, and so I was walking, I turned around, I was like, I thought I lost them in Liverpool. I don't know where they was at. And so I went through the museum, and I came out on the other end, and they was there at the gift shop. And so it was just such a vibe. If you saw me later on in the videos, you saw me with this red hat. It's like with a clip on it. I had got that in Liverpool, and I enjoyed it. Like there's places on this cruise I would literally, if I could, just go back there. I don't need to be there for a week, but I would, like, Liverpool would be something that I would go back for like a 3 days or something. Maybe go somewhere else after that and see some other things that I didn't see near the port. But if you wanted to, so that wasn't a tour. They do have walking tours, but that wasn't a tour we did. We just walked around.
Walked around on our own.
Some of the museums are free in Liverpool. If not, so some of the places we went to, we didn't even have to pay a cover charge. The Beatles Story Museum was a charge, but and they didn't take cash, which I was like annoyed. Like I got cash, like, because I have some cash. Let me get rid of it. So it was only credit card. And but the other places we went to, one of them was closed down, but the Liverpool Museum was free, and it was really great. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the vibe of it, the waterway that was right there, and I would definitely go back there. What currency do you use? And so every one of those places would be well, with the credit card, I just have to do the credit card, and then I have, you get a card that has international, so that you don't have to pay those exorbitant fees with the transactional fees. And so that my family went to London before, and so I had sterling, I had pounds and sterling, and so Liverpool was that, and so I wanted to be able to use some of that while I had it in my hand, so that I can, get rid of it, while I'm there. And so I ended up, so many places kind of like took credit cards that I ended up like taking back some money, bringing it back here, bringing it back home. So yeah, so that's the currency I had, and the only other place that had we went in Europe, later on we'll talk about, is when we went to Cove/Cork, and so that was a European port, and so that if we needed to, I know that I didn't have cash for that, but then I know that the transaction with my credit card would have been, US to euros and not to pounds. So, and so then we missed Dublin. So disappointing. I was so disappointed. And family, guess what? We missed the bullet because Dublin was the only port we did. We did a carnival excursion for Dublin, right? Like it was so perfect. Like, because we didn't have no any
Uh,
issues in anything else. We finally decided to, let's just do a carnival excursion, and it was just going to be like a tour around Dublin. It was like easy. Like we was doing so much walking and things of that nature. So this would have been, we
three
pick us
hours,
up
like about 3 hours. This one was
three
short.
hours, probably do a few stops, but get out, do some pictures or whatever. And so we wanted to do something a little bit easier than we were doing, for the cruise before it. And so we missed it. I explained in the video and I even showed the reason why, because the water was turbulent, and that was a tender port, so we had to get on a smaller boat to get over to Dublin. And so
That was something I was looking forward to because I kept on saying I don't want to get on the tender. I guess it was
it
just
wasn't meant to be. I
that.
wanted to go to
I
Dublin.
mean, I would have got on. I would have definitely got on to go to Dublin with him.
So these are kind of just some reasons to kind of go back. I don't know when or how, but I would like to go back to some of these places. And I know that I heard that. I mean, I don't know if anybody can chime in that's on the chat. They say that to fly between the cities in Europe and UK is very inexpensive. So obviously it won't take a lot of time because you're over there already. But I heard to fly is not a lot of money. So if anybody can verify that, and so I figure, it's possible to kind of do like go there, do Dublin, boom, hop over to somewhere else, and just kind of make it like, where you can just go to different places, maybe within a week's time, just as it has to be a lot of planning, okay, this hotel, that hotel, I'm checking out of here, I'm going on this flights, things of that nature. But I think it's worth it because I really miss Dublin. I wish we could have went to Dublin. And the last stop, Cork. So this was the European destination, and the Blarney Castle and the Blarney Stone, which we did not kiss. And
Did
this is,
not take. It was a long way up, and you stayed
yes,
there for a second. But we did actually see people, and you had to like lay down and kind of like maneuver underneath this little cliff piece. Like I don't want to do all of that. I mean, I wasn't kissing no stone anyway, but I didn't want to do all of that. But we did get to see somebody do it, so that was good enough for me.
thank you, Carnival Cruise Addicts. I appreciate you, and thank you for coming on, and thank you for moderating. And so, yes, it was a great place. Yeah, so it's almost like you have to pull yourself or push yourself up to kiss the stone, the Blarney Stone. So it was like this. And it was a long line, and then we had limited time. So the thing about it is, you go to these stops, you have a limited time, and we didn't just want to just spend all our time just trying to wait to get up there. So, I captured the castle, and I captured, like, you could really see like how people can do what people would do to be able to kiss the stone. But that place was beautiful. The gardens, they had a Blarney house. It was the
Yeah.
whole entire place, and it was massive. I know that we saw the map. The map was like huge. So even what we did see, there's probably so much that you could have probably spent all day there. And so we went around, we did different things. We went and saw the castles as well. We came back into town, and so it was raining. And so, but I kind of explored the town so people can see, if you come back to the port, what you can actually see for yourself. And so, so in general, you know, I thought all of the places was good. Everything had its own character, and I really enjoyed this cruise. You
I
know,
know one place we went to, the whole town was like black and white,
I
but it
think that was,
wasn't.
I think that was in Venice.
Yes, but it wasn't creepy. It was like quaint and it was
Mm,
inviting. It just the black and white. The whole little town was just black and white.
yeah, I think it was
Little
like
buildings, yes,
is this like
white
classy or
with black
something?
accents.
Yeah,
It was just gorgeous. It was just nice. A little cobble street stones and people. It's just like little villages. People just living and
yeah.
no hustle and bustle that we see here. And in America where we live, it's like it wasn't even like that. It wasn't no hustle and bustle. I'm sure
And
they probably have it somewhere, but where we was at, it was just pessimistic and just really nice. So,
and I felt that's what it was too. I felt like so calming. Like it was just like I feel like okay, I live in when you're in New York, as you said, hustle and bustle. You go to these places, noise and all this stuff, and you went in these small towns. It's like, do people even talk when they walk? Like you don't hear nobody loud, you don't hear anybody boisterous. You just kind of just enjoy the town as is. Nobody's raunchy. And then you just walk around, some of them just right on the water and just enjoy it, and just peaceful and just calming. And so if you could just kind of go back there, like you just enjoy that moment and just stay there and just, I was just kind of like, ooh, just breathe out and just like, this was like so beautiful, just one of those moments. And so we were on Carnival Legend. So let's talk about the ship. So we talk about this is cruise. This was one of my favorite cruises, right? So top five, it has to be. It was my first time over to London, first time over that side. They say over that side of the pond. And so now let's talk about the ship itself. Now it's Carnival Legend, and so they did some, I guess they did some refurbishments. So what you thought? So now I did a whole video about it. Like what before booking Carnival Legend. So this is all you. What did you think about the ship? The ship itself. What you thought about the ship itself, and then we go on to food and entertainment. The ship itself. What did you
The
think?
ship itself, I appreciated the size of the ship. It's it's like a medium sized ship, so you was able to get wherever you needed to go fast. It wasn't a lot of walking, and our room was situated like mostly in the middle of the ship,
Yeah,
so it was a good. It was where we was at was good. The ship was like I said, it wasn't a huge long ship, so it was like I gotta walk, or even like sometimes we had to go back to my room. It wasn't a struggle to go back to your room to get something because you knew that you didn't
it
have
was
to
long,
walk a long distance to get there and to get back. So I really appreciated the size of the ship. I really
especially
did. And
since we
I've been
had all
on
these long
right.
days that you didn't
Yes.
want to come
Yes.
back in. You walking 30 minutes to get somewhere, and like you already had such a long day. Being out on these excursions.
I like I said, I appreciate the size of the ship. And it was and it was, even the way it was set up, you're like the main things was there together. So it was
Yeah,
kind of like really laid out. It was really nice. The only thing I find, it's not only Carnival Legend, but I've been on many cruises that the pool areas is just like overcrowded. So
yeah.
hopefully, I don't know. I've never been on one of these new modern big ships, but I would love to see what they've done with those pool areas
What you
because
thought
they
about the
really,
ambiance, the color
yeah.
scheme,
And just
the
the size of it for the accommodation of the people is not. But I really appreciate it. We kept on. I think we said that every day when we came back. Like we appreciated the size of that ship.
what you thought about the ambiance, the color scheme,
The
the
color scheme, I liked them. It was like brownish and goldish, and the big atrium. It was open. It was nice. I liked the ship. I had no problems with that ship. Right.
okay, cool. So the food.
Okay,
So
I
I
shouldn't
know
say
I know you
no.
have some I know
The
you have some
food.
issues now. Like, I
Now
think I
I just
mentioned say my
right.
friends.
Okay.
So now you can
I'll
say you was
say
with one of my friends. Like you go ahead.
I after going on Carnival Legend, I went on another cruise like maybe 2 months later on Norwegian. Now I have to say, comparing food, that the food on Norwegian was much better than the food on Carnival. Now, Paul likes to go to the buffet and just grab something to eat. I like to go to the dining room because I feel
Yeah.
I want to be served. I'm on vacation. I want people to bring my food. Let me sit down and eat. So I really like going to the dining room. So the food on Carnival, sometimes it was a hit and miss, but it wasn't like uneatable or you are like this is disgusting. It wasn't at that level, but it could have been much more flavorful. So and that, but like I said, they served you, but I think it was like sometimes it was crowded to get in the dining room. Like I said, I
Yeah.
just that's just what I prefer.
What so we went to the steakhouse and we went also to get some sushi.
Yes,
And so what you thought about the steakhouse?
the steakhouse is okay. I'll give it like a if we had to do a rating, I'll give it
Yeah,
like a 3.5 out of 5. I've had
3.5.
better steak. I've had better steak.
And you never
Um,
tried I don't know why I'm forgetting the name of this place right now,
the
but the place
bonsai, bonsai.
Bonsai Sushi. You never tried it before. So what was your
So I
first
mean, I don't. I mean, I didn't really had sushi. It was kind of. It wasn't sushi. I had it was some kind of
the shrimp
um
tempura
right. So it
and
wasn't
the
like raw.
California roll? Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that was good. And then we also had some little roast beef, or was it some beef, some kind of
Like
beef
I think the
with
pork
the
thing,
bread?
pork.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that was really good. It was really good.
Cool. So we
So
had
you was
that.
able to go there.
So the free food. So I think something you said was hit and miss. I don't know if it was Guy's Burger or something. You was like one day it was good and one day it was not as good.
The guy burger was good. What I let me tell you, when I came, I mean, I used to go on Carnival all the time.
Yeah.
When the kids we had, we had some kids. They was younger. It's like you take the kids on Carnival, they have a good time. So my thing, I always like their pastrami sandwich. So I used to live
Okay.
to go to Carnival to get the pastrami sandwich. So I haven't been on Carnival in a long time, so I was looking forward to the pastrami sandwich, but unfortunately they don't have it anymore. They just have some corned beef. And the first couple of
Oh,
days it was really sliced thin and it was nice, but then they kind of like changed up on the cut of the meat and it was more chunky, so that kind of threw me off at the end.
okay, cool. So the entertainment. What you thought about the entertainment?
The entertainment was good. So they had
Yes.
like a lot of, and then one night they had like a Motown thing, but I mean, it was the same set of people, but they really put a lot into their shows, and the shows was good. I really have to say the shows was good,
Yeah, I really love
and
the
even the
theme.
side music was good, like the little bands they had on the side.
Oh
They
yeah,
would they would
they're
really do
talented.
good music as well. So I really enjoyed the entertainment.
Okay. Oh, thank you so much for coming on. I think that is like I think I what I liked about the entertainment is the fact that there were shows that I've never seen anywhere else. There's
Yes.
like Guess That Groove. There were something about the Brits. That was like another production show.
Oh, there was
And
a
so
Brit.
they
But then
yeah.
you didn't go to one night. They had the lady. I forgot her name, but she put on a good show. She did.
I
I mean,
think
she
she was
did other people's
British
songs.
Got Talent or
Yes,
British.
she was on British Got Talent, like American
Yeah.
Talent, and she was one of the finalists. I don't think she won, but she was good. You
So
missed that.
going on the ship, you can expect something different that you may have not seen before, because they're catering to that UK European audience and things of that nature. So I thought doing that, and of course still catering to the American crowd because we had the like the 80s
Right,
party or the
right,
Motown party.
right.
So you
Yeah.
still kind of like have a great combination of both. And so if you have any questions regarding this cruise, our experience, what to expect. In each of the videos, which tour company I had, I put it in the information below the video so that you can also look into those tour companies if you are going over to the UK or any of those places that I went to as well. So you can leave a question in the comments and then I will answer it for you or even maybe follow up next week. Come back next week. I am looking to do a video tomorrow and I want to talk about that. It is, I can't talk about it now, but I guess I'm sworn to secrecy a little bit, but I want to talk about that and delve more into that as well. Thank you,
Closing.
everybody.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I just want to say one thing before you
Yeah,
close.
go ahead.
With the post, like we even the post tour. We went to see the Crown Jewels, which was good. Make sure if you ever
Oh,
go
oh,
that you see
that's
the go
right.
see the Crown Jewels. We saw the London Eye. It's like this little roller coaster thing. So even after the trip, we went and we saw a lot of stuff that we did. We got
Because
to
we
see
spent
Westminster Abbey.
Yeah, because we
Yes,
say 2 days. So one day, the day we came back, we was ready to go. Like so, the day we came back, we checked into our hotel, and that's when we seen Big Ben and Parliament and Westminster Abbey, and they were all right near. Well, I stayed in Hub by Premier Inn, and you stayed in what hotel? And I enjoyed my room.
Sanctuary Hotel.
Which hotel?
Sanctuary Hotel.
The Sanctuary Hotel. So and
Right
so
next door to each other.
and it was literally if you want to be like kind of like in the midst of like the places like like that was a perfect place and anywhere else then obviously you could take the tube they call it or the
Yeah,
train.
we was on the train, which was
Yeah,
extremely.
and so yeah, so you take the train wherever, and then you just tap your card and go. You don't need to. I think I was talking to somebody. Is it cheaper to do like one of those like passes? And they more or less said like it was cheaper to do just to do your card. So tap your card and go, and you pay for it once you get to the location you're getting off, which was unique to me. So when you're getting off, right, that's when you pay for it. Like that's when they actually get charged or what have you. And so the last day they abandoned me.
It's to Harrods. You didn't want to go to Harrods.
They did a tour, so I didn't want to do the tour because some of the places like they would cover it again. And so I had set up a Crown Jewels separate, and they canceled on me. And so if you look at my vlog where I did the 3 days, you'll see what I did on my third day because I then had to pivot to do other things. And so I was kind of like shadowing them in the fact that they went to the changing of the guards and I went to the changing of the guards, but I went to like St. James's, I think it's St. James's Castle
Yes,
first.
yes.
And then I did it from there, and then I walked all the way to Buckingham. So I was almost like running after them, almost like the guards, because they was moving fast. They marching, but they marching fast because I was
I got a
moving.
great shot of them because the tour guide from us, he's been doing this a long time. And when they got to the ready to do the changing, he started taking us backwards. We're like, why are you taking us back? He said, trust me. And what he actually did was he took us to the location where they actually come out the gate. So we got to see them as they was going into the procession. So I got a
Yeah.
good shot at it. Yes.
So it was great. So I would recommend if you're going to London for the first time, just don't go there for the cruise. I know it'd be cheaper, yes, you fly in on the day of, maybe go take the shuttle bus from the cruise, from Heathrow or from Gatwick and go right to the port. I know it'd be cheaper. You don't have to worry about a hotel, but there's so much to experience in London. And it was on that the day we came back from the cruise that she had to say, you know what? I think I will come back here after all. So she ate her words. She was like, it's one and done. This is it. And I'm just want to let
Like
me
there's
get it
a
all
whole lot
in
of
because
world
I
out
don't
there.
think, yeah. And then when one by the I think we were by the London Eye and we was walking across, there's a bridge that goes on the other side to the London Eye, that area. And then I showed it all. There's like Shrek Adventures and all these different things right by the London Eye. And she's walking and she's like, you know, no, I think I will come back here. I'm not bad. I would come back here. Uh-huh. And so I think I think we kind of not so much fell in love with London, but I think we really was like, this is a nice place. Like this is definitely a place that, I mean, things that you have not done, we could come back and see, and things of that nature. And so we definitely I recommend, I know, just try to find a budget somehow, put in your budget, do what we did probably at least one day before. So the cruise was on Friday, and we did a red eye Wednesday night into Thursday. So we got there Thursday. We got into the hotel, put down our bags, and we started going. So that's why I recommend a red eye, because then you could rest more or less on the plane, even though I wasn't really that comfortable. But you could sleep on the plane and then, check into your hotel and then be ready to go. And then the next day was a cruise, came back on the cruise, went to central London again, checked into a different hotel closer to Westminster Abbey and that area, because the other ones was closer to the bus station and the train station that we were. And then we just started walking. And the other day they did a tour and I kept on walking. I did stuff on my own. And so like some things are free as well. Some things you may just have to get time tickets, like the British Museum that I went to. And so I would recommend it. Like I almost felt like I could have did one more day, you
I think
know,
I could have done one more day.
I could have did
Definitely.
one more day in London just to kind of wrap up some things. Maybe I would have done the Crown Jewels by myself, or would have just went, there, what have you. And so just to kind of like get the feel of London, you're over there already. You might as well just take advantage of it, right?
Yeah.
So you don't have to fly back over there again. Just get it in while you can. So thank you so much, Linda. Thank you for all
Thank
those
you
that
for having
came
me.
on and those that will see this in the replay. Until next time, family, I'm here on Mondays, 6 Eastern Central Time. Come and be a part of the conversation. Till next time, happy travel.